This is a demonstration of a new way to adjust clarinet single reeds and also other instruments from E-flat clarinet to bari sax and beyond. The demonstration will show you the steps in actually doing the adjustment. Before you start adjusting, you play the reed for 3 to 5 minutes a day for a week or so. Then when you're ready to do the adjustment, you get the reed wet. Usually 1 minute is a good amount of wetting time. Mount the reed for adjustment. Find the specific areas that you're going to adjust, which will be the stiff areas in the reed that are caused by uneven fibers. And we'll cut those fibers to soften specific spots in the reed. And after balancing the face side of the reed, we'll turn it over and repeat the same process on the back. Then we'll play the reed and have a good reed to enjoy. Fibrovascular bundles or fibers give the reed its stiffness and strength. And as you can see from the picture, they are not distributed evenly within reeds. Therefore, the reed strength will vary from point to point within the reed. If you hold a reed up to the light, you can clearly see the unevenness of the fibrovascular bundles. We mount the reed on the reed holder, and the yellow piece in the picture is the centering plate that makes sure that the reed's in the middle of the reed holder. Slide the reed in, close the cover, mount it on the rotary table, and you can see there's a probe sticking out there that will contact the reed and measure the stiffness of the reed by putting a small downward force on the reed. We're ready to start measuring the reed now, and we scan across the reed, taking about 10 seconds to complete the scan. The probe has gone across the tip, and then on the computer screen, we see the hardness profile of the reed. In this particular reed, the right side, when viewed from the face of the reed, is very strong compared to the left. So it's a problem reed. In fact, it was the worst one in the box. That's why I picked it for this demonstration. We can see that it's not symmetrical just by looking at it, but we can also help ourselves in knowing exactly where to adjust by putting up a reversed image, that is a mirror image. The red is the original scan. The blue is a reversed image of that scan. When those two images are equal and lay on top of each other, then the reed will be perfectly balanced. We balance these areas that were indicated by the blue arrows in the previous slide by cutting the fibers in the reed. We do not remove any wood from the reed. Every time we make a cut, the knife pushes down on the reed and it gives a red vertical line showing where we made the cut. The almost horizontal lines at the top of the skin show that the reed strength is decreasing as we make our cuts. The skin is dropping down lower and lower. After the scan gets too cluttered, we refresh the display, make some more cuts. Finally, a little adjustment on the left side, a couple of cuts there, and we have a balanced reed looking at it from the face side. Once we know that the face is balanced, then we flip the reed holder over, just turn it over and reinsert it and measure the back. You can see the back forward scan is green, the reverse mirror image scan is black, and you can see on the right-hand side, this reed is very hard. Now, this is a very interesting thing because on the face, the right-hand side was hard. Now we're looking at the back, and the right-hand side is hard. However, the right of the face is the left of the back. So this would be a very difficult reed to adjust using a reed knife or sandpaper or whatever, because the face was hard on one side and the back was hard on the other side. To try to untangle that by just playing and flexing the reed would have been very difficult. In fact, it was just very stuffy to begin with, and we can see why. We cut some of the fibrovascular bundles on the back. On the right-hand side, bring the strength down. We don't have to cut the black line because it's the mirror image, and when I refresh the display, you'll see that the black will drop down because it's just the same data as the right side of the back. Now we have the back side, which is green and black, and we have the face side, which is red and blue, and they are both fairly symmetrical on back and face. We take the reed off, and now we're ready to play it. It played great once I balanced it. It started out as the worst reed in the box and was unplayable. It's a pleasure to play now. Good response, good sound, plays loud, soft, low register, high register, staccatos, great. The whole process takes about 10 minutes. You don't have to work on a reed day after day after day. You do 10 minutes and it's adjusted. No guesswork about where to adjust or how much to adjust. You get a real-time graphic display that shows exactly how much to adjust. Another thing to understand is that there was no play testing done during the adjustment process. We start out with a reed, and other than breaking it in, there's no need to play it at all. You just get it broken in and make the adjustment, and that's that. The graph shows you in real time exactly what your adjustments are doing, so you don't ruin reeds by over-adjusting them. No wood is removed from the tip or anywhere else in the reed, so there's no tendency to make reeds that chirp or squeak or edgy sound from a too thin tip. I use a Van Doren M13 lyre mouthpiece. It's got a very thin tip rail, and it has a tendency to chirp if your reeds get too thin at the tip. These reeds just don't do that. So it's symmetric, but the real test is how does it play? So let's try a little Cavallini. I took the reed off the machine, turned on my recorder, put the reed on the clarinet mouthpiece, and played a couple of notes to make sure that things were going to work, and then I started playing a Cavallini etude. There's about 2 minutes of sound here, and you can hear that the reed is very responsive. So as soon as you've heard enough Cavallini, you can terminate this video. It'll go on for about another 2 minutes. Thanks for listening.